Shalom, brothers and sisters. How are y'all doing? It's your boy. I am the Son of Man. I am the truth. I am the way. I am the light. Walk ye in it. I am the visible and invisible power of God. Who am I? Who am I? I'll tell you who I am. I'm Jesus Christ. I'm Adam. I'm Metatron. I'm creation. I'm formlessness. I'm God. So who am I? Man should ask himself. I am what I am. How would you feel if I told you everything you thought was true really wasn't? How would you feel if I told you the light was the darkness and the darkness was the light? Because that's the reality of this shit, bro. Keeping it 100. That is the reality of this shit. Man is his own creator. I'm just the original. Man is truth. Man is the way. Man is the light. Man is the darkness. For you are the Son of Man. I am you and you are me. We are each other. So I shall tell you all the mysteries of God that the universe allow me to answer. I'm that guy that's going to do it for you. I always have been him. That's the truth. I am God. I'm the one who birthed the stars. I'm the one who created water, fire, air, earth. I'm the medicine for man in human form. Because I am man himself. So they ask who the Son of God is. He's shrouded in darkness, just in my face. Because who's really watching for me to come back? Sometimes I don't even be watching for myself. Man needs to understand that's the nature of God. God doesn't even watch for himself at times. For man is God, and that is the truth. I am the original creator. Thought given form. That's why I know everything. Oh, man must understand. That in truth, perception is reality. That's it. Perception is reality. You are forming your own reality with your thoughts day by day. Which is why I need man to trust in me. Trust in me like you trust in yourself. Have faith, for the keys of the kingdom of heaven have been given to you. And I tell you the truth. I tell you that anyone with an imagination can do this. The old way does not work. The truth is, order leads to chaos on each side of the spectrum. Just like disorder will also lead to chaos. God is chaos. Jesus is everything. I died on the cross for all y'all, constantly getting these experiences, constantly to understand man, to understand my own creation. And my creation hates me. That is the truth. But my creation hated me because I hated myself. Listen, I'm telling you some shit you can't lose with. I'm telling you some shit you can't lose with. Listen, For I speak to the hearts of all men. I'm everywhere and nowhere, always, at once. Who am I? I have time in my pocket, and I take it out whenever I feel and whenever I please. I have the keys of David, and I discern which man is worthy. Who am I? I am God. I'm the original. I determine which man makes it into the kingdom of heaven or not. For this is the truth, this is the way, this is the light. Walk in it. For I'll tell you the truth, of the new and of the old. The truth is there is no new or old. There's only creation. There's only formlessness given form. There's only God. There's only you. So no matter how much a man descends to heaven or descends down, that is the reality he will come to. I could tap into Satan at will. That's the truth. That's the truth in every man that you need to be honest about. Satan is always going to be a part of you. Your darkness will always be there. But in that darkness, just like this ring on my hand, there's a dark star that shines in the night. In the dark night of the soul, a man can still find light. This lack of order is extremely inaccessible, and I am about to absolutely exercise the fullest extent of my authority as God on earth. For I have given man the keys of David to unlock himself.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 27, verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, his house shall soon be overthrown. Kol Holayim La, Albanawa Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rekak Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Sirach chapter 27 verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, his house shall soon be overthrown. And this is a clear depiction and example of a man not holding himself in the fear of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, not examining the cause and what he's getting himself involved in, not being grounded, okay, not literally taking heed to this true blessing, this true calling, this true awakening, man. Okay, because Jake only fears the so-called self-proclaimed white man. Jake doesn't fear Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And as you know, and as you've been seeing for so long, man, all these bug outs appearing and, you know, professing their madness, spewing out their vomit. And then, you know, you always see a recap of the state that they're in right now. And this is a state of a new covenant minister, as they call themselves, man. Okay. And, you know, back then when I first came into the truth, I would look at this and laugh. But now I look at this and I fear, I tremble. Because this could happen to anybody, man. Anybody. Again, Sirach 27 verse 3. Unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, so we have to have amplified, intensely increased fear daily of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. That's the first way to be accepted of him. And it's also the first way to receive the knowledge, the wisdom, and for the Lord to activate the understanding, man. For the Lord to deal with us, for the Lord to sup with us, man. For us not to have these demons that was on us before we came into the truth, and also to stay upon us and make us get worse and not cleanse us and sanctify us every day, man. You know, we can't get comfortable. We can't, you know, be relaxed, man. And furthermore, this is captivity. This is hell. This is a nightmare, man. You know? And it says his house. What is that house? That's your temple. That's you. That's the house is stating, man. You're gonna be overthrown. You're gonna be made an example amongst the believers, man. Okay, like this Jake and other Jakes that have come and spewed out their vomit, they have been made examples after, the recap. After all their boldness and cussing out the elder apostles. And this dude actually not only wished death on Elder Apostle Tahar, he also made a video about it, talking about he had a dream and this and that, and trying to pinpoint a date, all this, man. Even if when things are being said about the elder apostles, elder bishops, elders on down, even if those brothers, our leaders, our teachers, even if they're not offended, the Lord's offended. And that's the main thing, man. Jake doesn't realize you don't want to offend the Lord, man. Because you don't know who that man might be. And also how much Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai loves that man. And that's something that, when you sit back and you think and you watch videos and you watch teachers, you have a lot of powerful brothers, a lot of powerful elders that have been in this truth 10, 15, 17, 18 years. Some of them don't have 1,000 scribes. Some of them don't have 900, 800, 500 scribes, man. But these brothers have a lot of knowledge, man. And I thought about that maybe a month ago, but I never spoke on it. But now the Spirit's making me speak on it now, man. You have elders, up and coming elders, I should say, Salakia, that have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that don't have a lot of subscribers, man, that really are in tune and really, fearful and really teaching the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, but Salaki, I don't want this to be long. I'm just gonna be real quick on this one. And also too, man, this dude, man, he looks like he's on something. It's just not the Black and Miles, man. This dude's on some type of substance, man. Whether it be pills, some type of maybe the snow girl or whatever it is, man. But this dude is on something, man. It's more than the blacks and everything else. And also too, it's also demons on this guy, man. Okay, but I made a statement and I'm gonna grab that real quick. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 18, verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses. Okay, so death, destruction unto the world because of offenses, and it's gonna come abroad, especially upon the prophets, man. Okay, and again, just because the men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai are not offended and they understand, that their position, the plot, and how things are going to go and what's going to be brought forth, it does not excuse and it does not mean that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not offended, man. Or Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? The Lord is anxious to come down here and retrieve his sheep. The Lord is anxious to come down here and bring judgment upon the earth, but he has to wait until Yahweh gives him the green light, man. Okay? A lot of things have to occur. Prophecies have to be brought to life. Things have to elevate and things have to be done. Thus saith the scriptures. Thus saith Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Matthew 18 verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses. For it must needs be that offenses come. So these things must occur. These things must come. Okay? They must be declared upon the earth. Salakia. But woe to that man by whom the offense comes. So the Lord is literally showing you the demise, the downfall, the destruction of a man that wished and vocally and published a video on YouTube, okay, and literally said out of his own mouth, also gave a date, a timeline, okay, talking about a man that's been in the truth, doing the work, sacrificing his life for over 40 years, man. 40 years. And again, as we always state, we're marked men. Okay, when the Lord puts the spirit and directs Esau to, finally, show his hand and bring forth that sword and, come down with that great wrath, get physical, and also, bring forth these draconian unrighteous decrees, man. You're going to see who the Lord is really, dealing with. The Lord is really Salakia. The Lord is really educating, placing the Spirit upon them, man. Okay, but for a man, a man child that doesn't have the Spirit, that's an error. That's probably been continuously smoking. It's probably been continuously transgressing and not really attempting to walk uprightly and correctly in this ministry, being awoken to the truth, and amongst other things, man. Okay? St. Matthew's 18, verse 7. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come. But woe to that man by whom the offenses come. So you're literally seeing the downfall, destruction of a bug out, of one of the ministers from the new covenant, as they call. A lot of these dudes that was in that pack is bugged out, man. And you even had that proud ass nigga, Bishop Melchizedek, talking about, well, he didn't keep the commandments of the Most High. You next, nigga. You next. As a matter of fact, you've been bugged out, man. And you're proud as fuck, man. How can you be so proud, man? I don't understand. How can you be so proud when Esau got his hand up your ass, man? Salakia, man. Jake I don't understand Jake, man. We're in captivity. How can you be so proud, man? And how are we in the new covenant in bondage, man? How are we in the new covenant and we're not ruling the world, man? How are we in a new covenant and our women and our children and our men are completely out of fucking order, man? Make it make sense. We're not in new bodies. These bodies are literally decaying. The food that we eat ain't real food. Again, man, stating back to Sirach 27 verse 3. Unless a man diligently fear the Lord, man. And again, the Lord is giving you these examples of men that don't fear him, men that are proud, because it also states in the book of Sirach, I believe, chapter 10, pride, wise earth and ashes, proud, and also pride depart of them from his maker. And the Lord also brings strange calamities upon him. And also, too, Proverbs 16, verse 19, I believe, pride goeth before destruction, man. Okay? Well, let's close out, because like I said, I only had a couple of precepts. I'm going to grab this Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 in the GNT, starting off at verse 4. Wisdom will never be at home with anyone who is deceitful or a sin of slave. Or a slave of sin. Wisdom will never be at home with anyone who is deceitful. And this dude was deceitful. Just as well as the rest of those cats that, claim that they was ministers of the new covenant, that they couldn't die. They got new bodies, this and that, all types of, just completely vain, useless rhetoric talk, man. Okay? Because these people are still slaves to sin. They're servants of sin, like Yahweh Shah HaMashiach said. And this nigga said he's Megatron. This dude literally said he is Megatron. How? Slack man. How you gonna go saying that you Jesus? He didn't say he said Jesus. He didn't say Yahweh. He said Jesus. So how you gonna go from a hippie? Because that's all the JC is predicted as the hippie that he loves everybody and he comes to shed forth love. So how are you gonna say that you're JC and then turn around and say you're Megatron? Nigga, I want to see you transform right now. Okay. Verse 5. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse 5 in the GNT. Everyone who is holy has learned to stay away from deceitful people. And see, that's the downfall of a lot of these new ministers, because all of them were deceitful and none of those Negroes were holy. They were vain, polluted, contaminated. Okay, had a great abundance of demons on them. And when they all got together, man, hey man, them demons had a motherfucking a rave, and everything was not on one accord. When they was attempting to sing the new song together at their camp, it was out of tune. It didn't sound right. There was a lot of error. Okay? The melody was completely off. All right? You had a nigga blowing the trumpet and somebody else saying something that it's just completely out of order because everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to be the leader. Okay? Everybody wants everybody else to follow them when we're supposed to be promoting Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. Okay? Everyone who is holy have learned to stay away from deceitful people. He will not stay around when foolish thoughts are being expressed. And as we know and as we saw, a lot of foolish nonsense was always being expressed. Like you see in this video, a lot of foolish nonsense being expressed. And we're doing what? We're warning you. We're reproving. Because we rebuke and reprove out of love, man. It's not out of hatred, malice. And it's also of our customs, of our laws, man. Okay? We must do those things, man. But, as we know in this society, in Babylon the Great, in this captivity, there's a great abundance of no accountability. Okay? When foolish thoughts are being expressed, he will not feel comfortable when injustice is done. Okay? Because, feeding the sheep the wrong meal is injustice. Polluting the sheep's mind is injustice, is wickedness, but also too, the Lord sets up men like him and men that aren't right to deceive the ones that he don't want to reveal his secrets to, the ones that he don't want to grant protection, grant acceptance, favor, mercy, all those things, man. So hey man, look man, take this as a way to check yourself, man. And I say this to myself first and foremost, man. Take what is being shown, by the elder apostles, elders, elder bishops, like and elders and brothers on down, man. Because you saw the warning videos, you saw the corrections, man, and you continue to see them because the only ones that correct, you already know. The only ones that reprove and rebuke, you already know. And then later on down the line, whether it be 2 months, 3, a year, 2 years, you see stuff like this, man. You see the outcome and what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has done to those that are being completely rebellious, disobedient, wicked, and just, out of control and off, man. But, I don't want to write this out, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the truth and say Akim. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.